Good morning. If you asked Georgia and Maryland what I predicted about the election, was I predicted that Donald Trump would win. It wasn't that I wanted him to win. But I, as a mystic and a seer, have been watching something for a long time. And I didn't know if the collapse of a reality would happen violently or would happen in a calculated way. I have a request of you. I got to be in a conversation yesterday about who says what, and I want to say this as simply as possible, and if you can embrace it, you will be able to play out the next year with grace and ease. Not that we won't feel sucker punched, and not in the States and other countries we won't see the devolution of a reality that we were born into. But I do promise there's something on the other side. And here's what I want to say to you. I hear everybody tell me what people say. And then everybody gathers behind it and it becomes real. And it never occurs to them that because they gathered behind a belief, that is why it became real. That the beliefs, the threads, the matrix of a certain reality comes on board, but it often passes away if no one jumps on it, if no one holds it to be real. So you've been living through centuries of authorities outside yourself telling you what's real and what isn't real. You've seen the collective consciousness gather evidence for a reality of separation. And I just want you to know you don't have to stand there if you don't want to. I'd like you to know what you hold to be real with no need for evidence. What you hold to be true with no need for proof. We're in a limbo now. This is where we'll see things that we would rather not see, and very possibly experience things we'd rather not experience. If you use that to make evidence for realities of separation, you will be in the fracture of creation, lost in a sea of good and bad, right and wrong, fear and terror that life is not worth living and life is not all right. Your mind will provide evidence for that. I'd like you not to do that. I said last night to someone that we're the consciousness. We're those of us that say we're spiritual, those of us that say we're connected to things greater than ourselves. We're the ones that bring the vibrational fields in. So if you think there's a conspiracy, there's bound to be someplace there's a conspiracy. If you heighten your vibration and you weave into that vibration that there is a conspiracy, that conspiracy gets stronger. I see people battle, is there a conspiracy or isn't there a conspiracy? Is there good or is there bad? Of course, there's probably a conspiracy. Of course, there's probably bad. But is that where you're standing? Is that what you are raising your vibration to bring weight to? Is that what you seek to make conscious? Because you see, energy doesn't care. Whatever you want to make conscious, go ahead. Whatever you want to search for evidence for, go ahead. And you'll be some of those paintings that we see in the old masters of falling into hell, falling into the fragmentation of illusion. Everything is always happening at the same time. Good, bad, right, wrong, ugly, beautiful, sickness, health. It's all happening at the same time. We're simply standing in a place where what we're bringing vibrational frequency to is that which operates on behalf of life. That's which has us exist as whole. So what are you going to do if the evidence of the reality of separation gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger? Is that part of your mind that gets lured and trapped by evidence, drag you away from the beauty of your everyday life, drag you away from your own principles and values as you live and feel? Or can you be a vertical alignment with what has us operate on behalf of life and has us exist as whole? Can you be a vertical alignment that can restabilize itself? Because we're going to be thrown a lot, especially in the States. Something's going to act itself out, like the being that visited me in 1992. I now know that it will play itself out, the rest of it. I would like the people that would like to stand in their own truth, their own values, and what they hold to be real, regardless of evidence, and hold to be their truth, regardless of proof. And then I can support you in building the strength, stamina, and capacity for where you're standing in your unique and essential aspect of creation, in your truth without need of evidence, and what you hold to be real without proof. Because the proof and evidence world is going to go towards horror, conspiracy, hatred, fracture after fracture after fracture, fragment after fragment after fragment. And there really needs to be a body of us, only a small body really, that is simply standing, building fields with their own selves and with others. They have that opportunity that has us operate on behalf of life and has us exist as whole. I started the spirals in 2014. And I did it because I knew this was coming. I've known it was coming since 1992. And I know there's more. And I, like you, am in the psychic sucker punch right now. I could weep forever. And the parts of me that say all is lost actually doesn't have much power. Because I know where I'm standing. I think many of us have actually been in this place before. And we just fell victim to the beliefs and the truths. And so we were attracted to that evidence. Wouldn't you like to be attracted to the evidence that all is well, even though it's in a small area, even if it's just a kind hand in the midst of chaos, even if it's just a sturdy body in the midst of sickness? We've become so thrown by what's happening in the world around us. We don't know how to till our own garden. We don't know how to make our own beauty. And often we make our own beauty just to survive the horror around us. Because something is truly living itself out. I'm not saying it's not real. But remember, everything is real. But what is your unique and essential relationship to life? And it's okay to go dark. That means in the spy world that you go off grid. It's okay to curl up in yourself and fight for your right to be where you are in an experience of what is life enhancing even if it's just in the beauty of your own room, even if it's just in the kindness of another that also cares about the value of life. We could see some really painful things in the States. Hatred and greed and separation has been let loose upon us. I know where I'm standing. In the face of all of it, I'm standing with what connects us to life and has us exist as whole. What has us build the strength, stamina, capacity to be connected to the unifying principles of our existence, stronger and stronger. Because as this fever burns itself out, as its horror cycles through one more time, if you look historically, on the other side, there's more of us, not less. There's more of us that are clear about our unity with life, our unity with ourselves, and our unity with others. There's more of us fighting for our awakening. I'm very aware of the blow of what has occurred. I'm also aware of the really sad and terrible things we're about to see happen. And I'm really clear that we need to be able to recover over and over again as these fractures of reality break off and create schisms and nightmares and terrors. In the midst of it, we need to let them break off, not only in the world, but in us. And someone needs to keep seeding what connects us to life and has us exist as whole, what has us be in unity with ourselves, what created us, creation, and others. That's where I'll be standing. For those of you that do the creation exercises, I would recommend that you do 3 observings a day for the next month. It helps transmute the trauma, the sucker punch, the fear, the terror, into observing, into being aware, into being awake. We have a little bit before we'll be able to get our new ground. Namaste.